What if a society valued collective well-being over individual wealth? In Plato's The Republic, he envisions a radical community where property and even children are shared among the guardians, challenging us to rethink our notions of ownership and social harmony. Can true justice exist in the world without personal possession? Hello everyone. Today we will discussing about Plato's concept of communism. In the previous video I discussed Plato's concept of justice. I will provide the link in the descriptions. Okay. Plato was a classical Greek philosopher born around 427 BCE, a student of Socrates. He founded the academy in Athens, one of the earliest institutions of the higher learning in the Western world. In his time, there were troubled time for Athens, and he witnessed the defeat of Athens in her war against Sparta. So he lived in a time of political instability. Plato came under the influence of Socrates, as I mentioned earlier, and in his early youth remained with him till his execution. The entire philosophy of Plato revolves around the Socrates doctrine. Virtue is knowledge, and his political thought is found mainly in the Republic. In this video, we will explore Plato's concept of communism as articulated in the Republic, examine his vision of a just society where property and resources are held in common. We will delve into how this radical idea aims to eliminate inequality and promote the common good, as well as its implications for individual freedom and social cohesion. By understanding Plato's perspective, we can better appreciate the philosophical foundations of communal living and its relevance to contemporary discussions on governance and social structure. Plato proposes a communal system for the ruling class, the guardians. This is called communism. Plato abolished private family and property for the guardian class, and for they encourage nepotism, favoritism and particularism and other corrupt practices among the rulers. According to Plato, to politics did not promoting one's personal interest. Instead, it was to promote common good. Plato's ideal state consists of three different classes on the basis of their natural capacity. The ruler and the soldier make the guardian classes. Plato divided communism into two parts: communism of property and communism of wives. In Plato's The Republic, the concept of communal property is a fundamental aspect of his vision for an ideal state. Plato advocates for a system where the guardian class responsible for ruling and protecting the state and does not own personal property. Instead, all lands, wealth, resources are held in common. Okay, I already mentioned here. They live in a common barrack which is always open for public, and guardian class will not have any private families. This class will be isolated from ordinary population. Their newly born child will be separated from their parents, and it would be taken in state custody. In this way, Plato's concept of justice challenges the traditional notions of ownership and individualism. By envisioning a society where resources are shared, he addresses the inherent inequalities that arise from personal wealth, ultimately aiming for a harmonious and just community. This radical idea continues to provoke discussion and debate about the balance between individual rights and collective welfare. Okay, now discussing about communism of wives. For Plato, there are two type of marriage he believes: conventional marriage and emancipation of women. For Plato, conventional marriage led to subordination of women, so he rejected the idea of conventional marriage. He rejected the idea marriage as a spiritual union or bond based on love and mutual respect. Instead, he suggests marriage is a necessary to ensure reproduction. He therefore advocated temporary sexual unions for the purpose of bearing children. Once children were born, they would be taken care by the state maintained nurseries and would be cared for in common by the nurse and mother of the state. Thus, no parents will lavish affection upon one child to the exclusion of other, but we love all children as their own, and instead of being concerned only for the welfare of those of their own bloods. So the guardian in the state then will come to be one great family in which each will regret all others. Such is a scheme of Plato, according to which guardians of the state are have their wives and families in common. According to Plato, communism is the belief that the society should be organized without private property, all productive property being held in communally, publicly, or in common. All these things are done to avoid corruption and nepotism because people collect money through unfair means. For Plato, the key reason of communism is for preventing corruption, promoting unity, ensuring loyalty, elimination of private property, and communal living. The goals or the principle of Plato's concept of communism is unity and harmony, justice and wisdom. In conclusion, Plato's concept of justice, as articulated in the Republic, offers a profound exploration of the ideal society and the role of individuals within it. For Plato, justice is not merely a social contract but a harmonious balance where each class fulfills its specific role for the common good. His radical proposals, including communal living, shared property, and collective upbringing, aim to eliminate inequality and foster unity.